Hello and welcome to the 2014 rally season, the first weekend of the year, and the FIA European Rally Championship gets underway in Austria with the Jana Rally. ERC 2014 consisting of 12 rounds on ice, snow, gravel and tarmac, but we're going to have a chat with Aigner about this one. So with Andreas Aigner in Freistadt for the Jana Rally, Happy New Year. Pity there's no snow, but this is still a difficult rally. I think it's even more difficult without snow. The roads will be wider. That means that the speed will be higher. Basically, Jana Rally is a high-speed rally now, with the dry parts where you can drive fast, mixed with icy parts with no grip at all. It's very difficult. And the biggest problem is that you can hardly see it. Referring, of course, there to the ice. A tricky challenge ahead. Jana Rally first ran in 1969, and in 2013 it attracted 100,000 spectators when it hosted the season opener. Based in Freistadt, 40 kilometres north of Linz in Upper Austria, the stages in the spectacular Mühlviertel region use fast, undulating country roads with ice and the possibility of snow, increasing that challenge considerably. Qualifying stage then, the opening business for the drivers to decide their running position on the road. You can see their Kubica on studded tyres, back in the European Rally Championship. Look how slippery it is. Swapping a course from Citroën to Ford over the winter.
Big difference. Starting already with the driving position, it's completely different. Also the characteristic of the car is different, characteristic of the engine, so are completely two different cars, and that's why for sure I will need some time to adapt, but that's why we are here, to have this opportunity to test, and here in Jana there can be big lottery with the weather, so that's good.
Kajetanovic also on a big push. He's in a Fiesta, but this one is an R5 spec car, 4 times Polish rally champion. In theory, more power than the regional rally car. It's got a bigger turbo restrictor. Second fastest on the qualifying stage, 0.9 behind Kubica.
Robert is my friend. He's from Poland. He have the same sponsor, so I kept fingers for him. We'll see. But of course we can fight. With all of them, with very fast drivers.
Very friendly before the flag drops, isn't it? Beppo Harash in a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9 R4, third fastest on the stage, 1.2 behind Kubica. Very fast last year in Jana, finished 5th overall and won the production car. This is Vaclav Pech, Mini S2000, so S2000 spec car, but 1.6 turbocharged engine. Reigning Czech champion on studs as well, 4th fastest, 1.4 seconds down. Raymond Baumschlager, Austrian driver in the Fabia S2000, 3-time winner of this champion, multiple Austrian champion as well. These are brand new tyres Pirelli has entered with homologated ERC tyres. Nobody's used them yet except during testing. So it's interesting. I hope the tyres surprise me in a positive way. Andreas Aigner in a Peugeot 207 S2000, reigning European production car champion in his first rally in this car, 10th fastest, but he chose slicks when the others were on studs. On to the selection process then. Kubica, after going fastest on the qualifying stage, gets first choice for leg 1 and chooses to go 12th on the road. A little surprising until you find out the reason why later. Kajetanovic chooses to go 6th on the road. Tricky decision with random weather ahead. Now, some of the drivers after qualifying stage went to the Wiesenbahn Museum, a museum celebrating the famous horse-drawn railway that dates back to 1832 and was used by the Habsburgs. Rather less horsepower than this weekend. Here's a look then at the route for leg 1. 10 special stages around Freistadt. A loop of 3 repeated twice, followed by a loop of 2 repeated twice. Partly cloudy, but with low temperatures early on, and possibly in the evening too. as the stages run towards and into the darkness. Early morning then in Friesstedt, temperatures above 0 degrees C, but road conditions extremely tricky. Lots of parts of the road are covered with ice. Here's a look at that first loop of 3 stages, stage length varying from 8 kilometres up to a little under 19. Crews will head back to service in between for a 30-minute reprep and a chance to choose tyres, remembering the tyre limit in ERC of 20 tyres for the event, plus 4 if you take part in shakedown. No snow on the road, but a lot of tricky icy patches. Andreas Eigner underway in the Peugeot 207 S2000. On studded tyres, but look how slippery it is. Has a lot of moments going off the road, using every inch and a little bit more there. Some of the cuts planned, some definitely not. 14 minutes 44, 7th quickest, and loses the back window here.
We use studs, but there are some really bad ice patches in the stage, and I think it's not the easiest stage to begin with the S2000 car.
Václav Pesch running 4th on the road. Current Czech champion. He sets a time of 14 minutes 27.3. 4th quickest. Stig Blomqvist is driving the 0 car this weekend. He'd commented ahead of the drivers coming through. It was going to be a big wake-up call with all the ice.
Very ice and very slippery. No, good driving. Not good.
Kajetanovic, Polish driver, chose to run 6th on the road. Fair bit of dirt being dragged on already, as you can see from the previous cars, but maybe some signs of where the ice are and braking points from the runners ahead. Everybody struggling with that tricky braking zone there. Big push. Fastest time from the 4-time Polish champion.
You can't see where is ice. Everything look the same, you know what I mean. And you can see, but you can feel where it's slippery, but it's too late when you feel.
Raymond Baumschlager, 7th on the road, 14 minutes 19.9. The 11-time Austrian champion, 1.5 seconds slower than Kajetanovic. Listen to the inputs on the throttle and the brake as well. Constant tiny adjustments with the steering. Lovely job.
Oh, it was difficult like hell. It was much more icy than expected. We were sliding always over the whole road and were in the ditch sometimes. But it was a hard push, so we will see what the boys behind us doing.
Kubica then in the Fiesta Regional Rally car. Basically, of course, a downgraded World Rally car. And ahead of his debut in the World Rally Championship for Ford in Monte Carlo, in a Fiesta World Rally car, sensible decision to run the Regional Rally car here. Gaining experience of the car and the road conditions. Of course, we could expect similar on the Monte. 5.4 slower than Kajetanovic.
We pick up more or less the position of Monte. We will run, but of course we were not expecting so much gravel. But yeah, it's fine.
And Kubica there referencing the fact he'd chosen 12th on the road specifically because that's roughly where he thinks he'll be on the road on the Monte. Very sensible indeed. So stage 2 and 3 then. Kajetanovic not happy with the setup in stage 2, but still went fastest. 4th quickest on stage 3. Kubica had a moment 2 kilometres from the end of stage 2. There it is, big save. And fastest in stage 3, moved into 2nd in the standings, 4.9 behind Kajetanovic. There we are, Václav Pesch in 3rd in the Mini, Baumschlager in 4th in the Fabia, and Tarabus in 5th in another Fabia. Fiestas, Mitsubishis, 207s and Imprezas making up the rest of the top 10. Fantastic to see a decent spread of machinery is still competitive in the European Rally Championship. Join us in a few moments. We'll be back with more of the action from the Jana Rally. The European Rally Championship has a very special guest for the first round in Austria, 2000 and 2002 World Rally Champion, and in my opinion, a legend, Marcus Gronholm. It's the first time that Marcus has been to the ERC.
It feels quite relaxed. Maybe the drivers are not so relaxed because the conditions are quite difficult with ice on the road and so, but otherwise, I think it's a really nice rally.
Although Gronholm retired from full-time competitive driving at the end of 2007, he's still involved in rally and rallycross, but mainly now from the sidelines. And in fact, he has a very busy schedule.
I don't even know everything what I'm doing. I am everywhere, but car racing, a little bit motorsport, rallycross, a little bit here and there, but mainly my business at home takes my time and so. We have a shopping center in the town where I live. We were building it 2007, and since then we are running it, and it's a lot of things to do. I feel quite okay now to not compete anymore. From time to time I'm testing and I'm in the car and I do some sponsored drivings, but to fight for the seconds and everything, I don't feel anymore that I need to do it.
Well, you can't beat a Marcus Gronholm interview even if he's not competing. Time to head to first service and for Gronholm to catch up with Kajetanowicz.
Hello, Marcus. Nice
Good drive so far. Huh? Yes? Is it really slippery? But I think it's really clever drive. So, Robert, hello.
Hi, Marcus, how are you? Good?
Okay.
Nice to see you. Hello.
And?
Yeah, difficult.
First time with studies.
Yeah, and
Really the first time?
Yeah, yesterday.
No test, nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
And today is very difficult.
But hey, this is really good for Monte.
Yeah, I know. But
I saw the stages.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
No, when you drive first time, it's very scary sometimes. Sometimes it's very, very slippery. Yeah.
But you know, when you have the studs, you know exactly always you have the same. But with slicks,
I know.
It's even more scary.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, first stage was too icy. The last two stages, I think you could mix the tire.
Right front it was slick tire.
Yes.
And in the rear it was studded tire. I turn in and it was going like this, and then I push the brake and then I slide 80 meters on the road like this. Really? But completely in the middle of the road, 90 degrees.
And after you were, it's difficult then to find confidence.
Back to Pierbach for the second loop, and with the ice melting, grip levels are much better than this morning. Václav Pech in the mini regional rally car clipped a snow pole at the side of the road, but other than that, no problems. Second quickest, 13 minutes 3.2. Fantastic early setup into that 90 left. Kajetanowicz in the Fiesta R5, 13 minutes 12.8, 1 minute 6 seconds faster than the first pass. Gives you a good idea of how much those grip levels have gone up. But 9.6 seconds slower than Pech. Down to third, Pech is now second in the standings. Raymond Baumschlager decided to run on winter tyres but without studs. Rivals, the other drivers, are on winter tyres with studs. Fastest time, 12 minutes 54.6, 1 minute 24 faster than the first pass. Robert Kubica, front right puncture, unfortunately, for the Polish driver. Clipped a stone 7 kilometres into the stage. Wonderful shots, as always, from the helicopter. 22.4 down on Baumschlager. Down to fourth in the standings. 9.1 behind Pech. Changed the wheel on the road section before stage 5. In the two-wheel drive car, even trickier. Air horns at the ready there for a fully lit Michael Baum. in his Suzuki Swift Super 1600. He won stage 2 and 3 in the two-wheel drive cup and led the rally after stage 4, 23rd overall. This man, Joseph Petak, in the Renault Clio R3, second in two-wheel drive, 19.8 down on Bohm, 25th overall. And Zoltan Bessenye, who you'll remember from last year's championship, unfortunately, drive shaft failure on special stage 4 and had to retire from the lead for the day. On then to special stage 6, Sankt Oswald, 8.3 kilometres. Around 2 in the afternoon, Marcus Gronholm on stage with ERC manager Jean-Pierre Nicolas and Jana organiser Ferdinand Steber. Kajetanovic fighting with Baumschlager for the lead, was 2.4 seconds down on Baumschlager after special stage 5. He's in full attack mode, doesn't quite go according to plan. He knew about that a long time before he was going off. Not a nice way to crash. Co-driver in a bit of pain as well. Handbrake on the way in. Oh, enormous moment and a big hit.
Off-road accident. But anyway, stop.
Gronholm disappointed. I think he was a bit of a fan of Kajetanovic at first service. Baumschlager stays in the lead. Second fastest on the stage in the Skoda Fabia S2000. Skoda with a bit of a change up in their driver lineup for this year's ERC. Lappi, I think he's headed towards Europe, and Kopecki in the other direction, out towards the Asia Pacific Championship. Gronholm checking the splits with Nicolas.
Really good. It looks good again, and I'm quite happy now. Hopefully we continue like this. So the next stages is a new game, a new play. So let's try.
Vaclav Pesh. Fair amount of snow around, but not on the road. Still wet, cold conditions. Fourth fastest on the stage. Second overall after the retirement of Kajetanovic. 9.8 seconds down on Baumschlager. This man, though, Robert Kubica, fastest on the stage, his second fastest time on the rally. Great driving so far, climbs to third overall. Fully attacking there. And he's 14.3 seconds down on Baumschlager. Gronholm, a very interested spectator.
Yes, more attack.
Full attack. There's the standings after stage 6. Baumschlager leading from Pesh and Kubica. Just 14.3 seconds between the top 3, but really now starting to gap the rest of the field. Some decent fights going on there between Eigner, Czerny. 10 seconds between those two. Kubica now third overall, back on the podium after his puncture, and happy with the handling of the Fiesta.
It's very drivable. In these conditions, with the car I had last year, it would be much more difficult. But this car, it gives you good. I have good feeling in the car, so that's very important, especially when you are approaching the stages for the first time. And most of the rallies I do is always the first time for myself.
Well, good job so far by Kubica. First time on studs, very impressive indeed. And a decent bit of prep for the Monty. Serious competition ahead. We'll see you in a minute. Well, welcome back to Austria for the last 4 stages of leg 1. Stages 7 and 8 then are the first pass through Pregarten and Schönau to St. Leonhard. Pregarten just 8.76 kilometres, but Schönau to St. Leonhard is the longest stage of the rally at nearly 23 kilometres. Stages are dry and apparently with no more ice on the roads. On board then with Vaclav Pesh in the Mini S2000. You can hear the difference there from the S2000. Short shifting up through the box as the power from the turbo runs out. You can hear the anti-lag crackling away. Fantastic. On a bit of a mission, fastest time in stage 7, maintained second fastest on stage 8, allowed him to challenge Baumschlager for the lead of the rally.
Good, but we have slick and everything is slippery.
Understatement of the year, I think, there. Beppo Harash in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 9R4, 5th on the road, ahead of Pesch in road position. 3rd fastest time in stage 7 with a production car, just 0.2 of a second back from Pesch, so great drive from him. Bit of a lack of confidence in stage 8, 6th fastest, 5th overall, leading production cup.
It's a little bit tricky on the cuts. On the first stage there were hardly any cuts, and now the car is a little bit nervous in the cuts, so losing time there.
Raymond Baumschlager in the fantastic sounding Fabia S2000, surely the last of the wonderful, normally aspirated sounding cars we'll see at this level. 5th quickest on stage 7, struggled again in stage 8, 6.6 seconds slower than Pesch. New Pirelli's not quite right and he loses the lead.
This is a new tyre and we have to understand how we adjust our Skoda to this tyre, because the tyre works well, but in some areas I get an understeer and too much oversteer, so we have to react somehow.
Very difficult for a driver when they're getting both understeer and oversteer. I'm sure they'll get the adjustments done. Satisfied with the tyres. Kubica, 2nd fastest in stage 7, 0.1 of a second behind Pesch. Fastest on stage 8, up to 2nd, 0.5 ahead of Baumschlager and 2.9 down on Pesch.
Very difficult stage. For sure, road position doesn't help, and also we did stage completely in the dark, but it's very, very difficult stage, very slippery and very tricky. So yeah, first time through it, I think we have done a good job, because also for a pace nose it's not easy. The rhythm is changing and the grip level is changing.
You can see there as well just how hard Kubica is trying, sweating profusely in the car. 2.9 down on Pesch with Baumschlager right behind him. 4 seconds between the top 3. Fantastic. Eigner and Gryazin locked in battle as well. Odlozic and Neubauer too. Baumschlager into service then, has an electrical problem on the Skoda and has dropped to 3rd overall.
Broken cable from the alternator.
Shit. It has gone really well, but strange. No, not really snow nowhere. Not in Finland, not here, not Sweden.
Kronholm sounding very disappointed about the lack of snow, isn't he? Sure, some of the spectators will be too. Still a fantastic event, even without the white stuff. Beppo Harash in Evo 9, 4th quickest on stages 9 and 10. Full darkness now. 0.3 faster on his 2nd pass of the longest stage of the rally.
I think now we found a better setup. It's getting a lot better now. The time is good. But we're not here for production cup. We try to compete with the S2000 and R5 cars, which is actually really difficult. But of course, this is our main aim. So I hope we have a good time tomorrow. We found a better setup now and we'll be confident.
Great job, not only leading production cup, but is taking the fight to those cars 5th overall. Jaromir Tarabas in the Fabia S2000, 5th on the road, 5th quickest in 9 and 10, 11.2 ahead of Harrach in the overall classification.
Now it was better feeling than before this stage, but still I think it's bad stage for us for time.
Raymond Baumschlager, thankfully the service crew sorted the electrical problem. Now says he's targeting top 3. You can see fireworks from the onboard there. Enthusiastic European fans. Third on 9 and 10.
So I'm quite happy with the position. We know that this is not easy in this stage against the turbo cars. Our car worked perfect, and I think also the Pirelli, the new Pirelli, is good. As I said before, we have just to adjust the car, but they are on a very, very good way.
Václav Pesch in the Mini, sounding fantastic still. A second slower in stage 9 than Kubica. For the last stage, Pesch leads with an advantage of 1.9 seconds over the former Formula 1 driver. He needs to give a big push in the final stage of the day.
Now I very pushing, road had 2 hot moments, very, very good. We will heal.
Kubica then is behind Pesch on the road. Look at those brake discs glowing. M-Sport driver here to learn the car and prepare for Monte Carlo. No test. He's fought his way through the day. Won stage 9 and wins the last stage. 8.3 seconds faster than Pesch, and he takes the lead.
It was a very difficult day. Actually, this stage is, I think, the most difficult stage of all my rally career.
Kubica then leading from Pesch by 6.4. Baumschlager still in touch at 20.9 seconds down. We've seen just the tiniest problem can turn that around. Aigner in the 207, 2 minutes 41 down now, tail end of the top 10. Probably not going to be able to fight for that podium.
You are in the lead,
but
tomorrow it's a different story.
Yeah, every stage.
I think the long one will be decider.
Yeah, but
or not.
Yeah, maybe. The long one is very fast.
Yeah,
if it's dry,
no problem.
Well, no problem.
Just go. Okay, good luck.
Well, great to see two legends of the sport chatting about a very, very tricky first day's action. I'm Andrew Coley. Thanks for joining us. Been a good day today. We'll have a decent fight tomorrow. We'll see you then.